Hey everyone, I hope you are having a great time. Today I would like to share my experience of using this SVS Ultra Evolution Bookshed speaker. I've been using it for a while right after the Ultra Evolution Pinnacle Towers, the top of the line offer that they sell for $5,000 a pair. This one retail for $1,200 a pair. Uses very same 1-inch diamond coated aluminum dome tweeter and featuring 6.5-inch bass driver. New design like they offer in this Evolution line, taper edges with a little bit slant in the back to give you better room acoustic performance. I truly appreciate the way that they went into detail on these cabinets. Build quality is pretty much reflecting the asking price. So sound quality totally changed from previous generation in comparison to its bigger brother Ultra Evolution Pinnacle. I kind of prefer standard tweeter on top design than those MTM and 2 bass and 4 bass driver design on those big towers. The sound density and quality of this Ultra Evolution Bookshed speaker is pretty impressive. It's not only impressive in sound. I measure it from 3 feet or 1 meter away. In-room response is very good. Low frequency response to mid-range to high frequency, everything is very well behaved. Nothing extreme in that measurement. And then when I try stereo measurement from 10 feet away, as you can see the improvement in bass response as well as high frequency and upper mid-range and slightly getting rolled off in those regions, so which is well behaved in-room response, because you never want two speaker in-room response in flat, especially in upper range of frequencies. It's not going to be enjoyable to listen. So this kind of behavior and in-room response is very good. Plus it has incredible power handling like all of their speakers. I was pushing these speakers up to like above 100 dB range, playing different music, bass heavy tracks, and it only starting to bottoms out around 100 and 105 peaks range. Not even major, just a slight bottoming out on a bass driver. I was pushing it with this Amplifiers E4000 using Gusted Audio X30 deck and music streaming or playing music from my Sony music server. So I was listening to it and I was like, wow, this is very impressive power handling. As good as any $2,000–$3,000 range of speakers in terms of power handling and bass quality that it can control and put out, even in that range of loudness, at the SPL, I should say. And high frequency and mid-range is still well controlled and contained without destroying the soundscape and stereo image as well. So mid-range quality is very neutral, I should say. Overall, this SVS Ultra Evo is transparent in sound. It will totally reflect to your pairing component as well. So when I was pushing it above 100 dB plus range, what I can notice is how well it stays maintaining sound color, sound signature, everything well controlled manner without collapsing at your soundstage and soundscape. Many speakers in this price range not gonna be able to do that. Probably 80 to 90% when you get to that kind of loudness level. A lot of them will starting to bottoms out. Mostly the bass driver will bottoms out. Ultra Evo power handling is very impressive. I was pairing it with this Amplifiers E4000 as well as Musician X9. 8 watt of 300 B tube amp, and as usual component as I mentioned before. I went through a lot of different music, and what I also notice is how dense it can produce for two-way design and smaller speakers. I was only putting them about little over 6 feet away from each other, probably like 8-degree toe in. That's about it, nothing major, right? I tried 3-4 different positions, and I end up liking this position to give me really dense and deep sound stage with very good frequency response and extension that I can enjoy listening to it. Although I would love slightly better precision and refinement in upper mid-range area, but nothing major. That's the way they voice and that's the way they sound. Dynamic, vivid, yet well-behaved notes that it will deliver. So price is just about right, that modern day offering, comparable to many speakers up to $1,500 to $2,000 range of stand mount speakers in terms of sound quality. For power handling, this SVS Ultra Evo bookshelf will smoke many speakers, even up to like $3,000-$4,000 range of stand mount speakers in terms of power handling. I was listening to KEF R3. I went back to this, and aside from all the differences between two-way and three-way and coaxial driver, etc., what I noticed is when I pushed it, when it becoming really loud transducer is producing the sound in this room, I mean, this one I felt like more impressive in terms of the quality of the bass driver, the quality of the tweeter, although it has totally different sound signature. I mean, compared to this, R3 has a more neutral and transparent sound, but I find it to be slightly thinner sounding compared to this Ultra Evolution bookshelf speakers. So that is in my system. Oh, by the way, this room is 26 by 16, so it's a little bit bigger size or mid-size room. And also I tried it in my streaming setup, watching Netflix and Amazon Prime, and I mean, it's pretty impressive. Even without using the subwoofer, bass response is well pronounced and very responsive with nice articulation in all those regions, enjoyable to listen. Human voices and vocals are very well produced with good refinement to it and accurate as well. Nicely dense, deep sound that it can produce, which is pretty impressive in my case because I have had many two-way speakers in the past and I still have some, and this is one of the deepest sounding two-way design, especially when I set it up like this. I was using it in my streaming setup, pairing it with Musicshare X11, soon to be reviewed by the way. They sounded very impressive together as well in terms of high fidelity and tonal balance. So when I moved it here, I started off with this Accuphase E4000 as usual. I find it to be the bass quality is greatly improved, right? Thanks to Accuphase E4000 800 plus of damping factor. Bass quality, I always prefer higher damping factor amplifier, especially when I'm playing very loud, concert level loudness. This bass driver is very impressive, reproducing all the notes together, playing from my Accuphase E4000. So this SVS Ultra Evolution bookshelf speaker has good behavior, good sound quality with incredible power handling. Only slight weak side is the stereo image is not to the speaker as I'm used to. It has nice decent stereo image, but it's not absolute precise stereo image that I after. That's the only weak link. Other than that, rest of the frequency response and sound quality will be totally reflect to your pairing component. Pairing components wise, I will prefer to pair these SVS Ultra Evo bookshelf with neutral sounding amp but slightly on warmer and richer side of sound signature. Something like Midrange or those kind of amps will work well in this price point. So Yamaha should work very good as well, but it will only come down to your pairing deck or your preference as well. Try better the amp. This one will give you better results and better sound quality. Many speakers in $800, $900, $1,000 price range, I mean, when you really push it, they suffer terribly. First thing I notice and I hear is bass driver bottoming out around 98 dB range. So this one is not gonna do that, and it never does that when I'm testing. So sound quality, performance, and dynamic range and attack is most impressive highlights of this stand mount speaker. So if you are in the market for 2-channel music listening, 2.1, 2.2, this one should be very top of your list. When you want to pair with subwoofer, as I measure in here, so I will say when I'm using subwoofer, I try 80 hertz crossover range. It sounded too thick, so I went back down to 58 hertz or those range. So that's where it has very nice blending and seamless integration in my room. I was using with 2 12-inch subwoofer when I was testing it. So as usual, you will hear the sound sample in this video. So another thing that I like to mention is, although it uses diamond coated metal aluminum dome tweeter, it will not give you hot sound. It will give you neutral and clean sound with nice extension to it in upper mid-range to high frequency extension. So price is good, sound quality is very good for the price that we are getting. So I can easily recommend you to try it, my friend. That is my experience that I like to share with you. Thank you for watching and happy listening.
Look at the sky, it's the color of love. There must have been an angel by my side. Something heavenly came down from above. He led me to you. He led me to you. He built the bridge to your heart all the way. How many times have left inside your heart can't say. When I led to you, you were the one for me. I swear that whole world could feel my heartbeat when I lay eyes on you. I let me by. You wrapped me up in the color of love. You gave me the kiss of life, kiss of life. great. On the bass, Mr. Koriboy Keisuke-san. On the guitar, Onima Yosuke-san.